Sagittarians, hello. Welcome to your reading for the month of November 2020. Adjusting the camera. Okay, so if you're coming here immediately from TikTok, you would have seen these 3 cards already. But if you haven't, and this is your first time hanging out with me today, hello, welcome. My name is Katie Maple. Pleasure to meet you. And what I did is on TikTok, I went ahead and pulled 3 cards as kind of like the overall energy for your November 2020 reading. So you have today these 3 cards, and we pulled the Emperor, we pulled the Page of Cups reversed, and the 4 of Cups reversed. So what I was initially saying in that TikTok video was that the Emperor represents a very Aries, very heavy masculine kind of energy. So there's kind of 2 different ways that this could go. The first is that this could represent potentially like a masculine person that you are in some kind of a connection with, romantically speaking, or it also represents some kind of a father, grandfather figure, something along those lines, right? Now, the cards that you pulled out next, again, are kind of in line with like these 2 different directions. So Page of Cups, first and foremost, this really gets at this idea of like not being able to be in a romantic connection with this person. The card itself really refers to like an offering of love, someone offering or proposing to you the chance or the opportunity for the 2 of you to connect and the 2 of you to take this relationship to the next level. So if we're talking in a more romantic sense, it could be talking about a man who just, isn't interested in pursuing a romantic relationship with you. If we're talking more so along the lines of this being a father figure, it could just be saying that there's like some kind of weird disconnection. Perhaps it feels like the 2 of you are just not in sync, not able to get along. But the final card that we did pull for you, which I was really happy to see, was the 4 of Cups reversed. And it's kind of hard to explain it in only like a minute's worth of time, but I liked seeing this for you guys because the 4 of Cups in the upright, it represents boredom, discontentment, feeling like, you're unable to find joy or like emotional happiness with the world around you. But when we get it reversed, what actually happens is that this 4th cup here that's being offered in is now starting to come in. So again, like if you're in a romantic relationship, or perhaps if you're like crushing hard on someone and you're just not necessarily seeing anything come through for you, it means something new is coming in. Or if you're having issues with that father figure, what it could also mean is that you might be struggling to have this connection, but it can be repairing for you perhaps over the month of November, probably potentially, further into the future as well. So let's keep going. Let's keep pulling cards for you today and see what we have. Okay. We've got more father vibes coming in. I'm going to pull 2 more cards and then we'll go from there. Okay. It's still kind of feeling like a little bit of both. So we have King of Pentacles, which refers to, like I said, I actually see the Pentacles, the King and Queen of Pentacles, as parental figures because they are people that provide nurturing, shelter, sustenance, what have you, to their children. But the King of Pentacles can also represent earth sign people. So we had Aries energy earlier with the Emperor, and now we've got earth sign energy here with the King of Pentacles. So earth sign energy refers to Virgos, Tauruses, and Capricorns, okay? And next to it, I pulled the 6 of Cups as well as the 6 of Wands, and both of these cards came out reversed. Now, 6s are very indicative of like the Lovers in tarot. So very, very interesting that we've got 2 cards now that are referring to potentially some romantic situations here. For those of you wondering, like, is this my soulmate? Is this my person? I'm not necessarily feeling it because 6 of Cups reversed, 6 of Cups in the upright is referring to like a soulmate connection. It's also referring to like a past life connection or like a relationship that's been taken that has its roots in your childhood, okay? And then the 6 of Wands, this is like a success card. So seeing these two things together, I mean, honestly, you can still kind of go either way with it and say, like, for some of you guys, Sagittarians, like some of you guys, this is going to be a particular issue with a father figure. And for others, it'll be, like I said, either an Aries or an earth sign. But, like, it's more so like the Six of Cups is really cool to see, especially in terms of it being connected to a father figure, because, like I said, it is related to, like, childhood experiences, past life connections, what have you. Now, something I do want to clarify too is something a lot of people tend to get confused on, and I just like to kind of give my explanation for it, is what does it mean to have a soulmate? I think that the media has really hyped up this idea that what a soulmate is it's the person that you get married to, and it's like whatever, and you only have one. But really my belief, and you can kind of see this around the New Age community too, is that I believe that we have multiple soulmates in this lifetime, and that we come across different soulmates in order to learn very specific lessons, and we can end up in a happily ever after situation with a soulmate. But we have multiple soulmates, but then we also have a singular twin flame relationship. And twin flame relationships are like mirroring images to one another, whereas soulmates are like magnetic poles to one another. Twin flames are very deep, powerful relationships that force you to take a look at your shadow side, make you do some shadow work. Whereas soulmates, like I said, they teach you very specific lessons. Some people are only meant to come in for a short period of time and teach you a very specific lesson that can perhaps take you into your like final romantic happily ever after relationship. But, you know, I think the biggest thing that I want to be educating people on is that we're not here on this planet to do this amazing search of like finding that person, finding that one. And I guess more so what I would like to say is like, use this time as an opportunity to discover like, how are these relationships helping you grow and evolve as an individual? Like the more that you trust that there is that person there for you that is going to be that long-term happy romantic relationship, it will come, but it comes a lot faster when you're not consciously looking for it, you know? So let's keep going. It's very interesting actually to get this for Sagittarians, because if you guys hang out with me on my TikTok lives, you'll see that we've been talking about Sagittarians going through a massive vulnerable scenario with their loved one and like opening up, yeah, okay, good, and finding success eventually. And that is, I think, what still is going to be happening for you guys, especially in the month of November. I don't necessarily see this as like a breakup for absolutely everyone. I think that if this is referring to a love scenario for Sagittarians, if you are in a relationship, I don't see this being a breakup. But if you're not in a relationship with this current person, I don't believe that this is your person, if that makes sense. Because we have the Sun. And the Sun is the positive, most happiest card in the deck. This is like the card that you'd want to get. Well, there's multiple, but this is one of the cards that you would want to get, especially if we're doing like a love reading. Three of Cups reversed means now might be a really great opportunity to be spending more time around other friends, family members, what have you. Seems like there is just kind of disconnection with community and people overall. An Ace of Pentacles reversed. This just feels like this is a connection in general in which you're not necessarily going to find your grounding or your footing with anytime soon. Definitely not during this month, right? Ace of Pentacles in the upright. If we're talking in like a romantic or relationship sense, well, first of all, I should say that Ace of Pentacles really refers to like finances, career-related topics. It's also like physical, tangible, committed, grounded situations. So if we're talking about it in terms of a relationship, it's about like the level of commitment that one person has to another and vice versa. So this usually represents like that new opportunity, going after it, like having that committed relationship. But having it reversed, it just doesn't feel like there's going to be much traction going on here, right? So like, if this is a father figure, I would say just kind of take your distance for now. This is going to be a relationship in which you can readdress things in the future. Same thing for if you are in a romantic relationship and, you know, like things are feeling off or weird. I would just kind of go with the flow for the next month, right? However, if you're single and if you're not and if you're like crushing on somebody or you're not, you know, in a serious relationship, I think there's someone better. Okay? So let's finish things up with some tea leaf oracles and some blessing cards. So you've got here owl, good advice from a wise person. And I thought this would come up. You've got flag, do not be tempted to lower your standards. Okay? So yeah, this is just a relationship that doesn't deserve your time or energy at this moment in time. Plain and simple. And so when you're willing to really ask yourself, like, what is it that you want in a relationship? What is it that you're willing to work for and not? Then it can make a massive difference in the types of relationships that you choose to keep in your life, okay? So let's finish this reading by pulling you some Blessed Be cards. That makes sense. Okay, so we have here a blessing for a mother, which is very interesting. I mean, we were talking about a father figure, but it makes sense, like, for those of you that are dealing with parental issues in general. Maybe your mother is kind of feeling like she's in between the two of you, trying to mediate everything. And then the final card for you today is a blessing on your sleep. So put yourself first, put your priorities first. Remember what your standards are, and remember not to lower them ever. And I think that the month of November in general is going to be a month that if you choose to stand up for yourself and like put your foot down, essentially, you're not going to be having to mess around with people who perhaps might have narcissistic issues or just are taking advantage in general. Okay? So, light and love to you, my Sagittarians. I really hope that this message resonated for you today. If you're interested in booking private readings or learning tarot with me, all of my links and information are down below. Wish you all the best. Light and love to you, and I will check you out in the next reading. Take care.